Cyrus left the GH. A sinister farewell on General Hospital spoilers. Hello everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. General Hospital woke up that morning to a chilling silence. The news spread faster than a gunshot. Cyrus Renault was gone. No one knew whether he had left town or vanished into the dark corners of his own empire. The man who once controlled half of Port Charles's underground was suddenly nowhere to be found. At General Hospital, the tension was almost visible. Nurses whispered in the corridors, doctors looked over their shoulders, and even the police presence outside General Hospital doubled. Laura Collins, who had fought tirelessly to redeem her brother, stood by the chapel door, holding a worn Bible. Her eyes weren't filled with tears, they were filled with fear. If Cyrus is really gone, Laura whispered to Kevin, then something far worse is coming. Kevin gently placed his hand on hers. Sometimes, Laura, peace begins with the disappearance of chaos. But Laura wasn't convinced. Cyrus never left quietly. His exit always came with a price, and this time, the debt might be higher than anyone imagined. A warning in the shadows. Meanwhile, Sonny Corinthos received a mysterious message at his penthouse. It was a small envelope, no return address, sealed with black wax, the kind Cyrus used when he sent threats to his enemies. Inside, a single note read, "The lion sleeps, but the jackals feast." Sonny's jaw tightened. "He's not gone," he muttered, calling Dex Heller. Dex arrived in minutes. "You think Cyrus is still in Port Charles?" Sonny's eyes darkened. "I think he's planning something big, maybe something that starts right here, at General Hospital." The return of old fears. Over at the hospital, Jordan Ashford was reviewing the security footage from the previous night. Nothing unusual until 2:47 a.m., when a figure appeared in the parking lot camera feed. The image was blurry, but the way he walked, slow, deliberate, with a limp, was unmistakable. "It's him," Jordan whispered. Cyrus was here. She rushed to warn Laura, but before she could reach her office, she bumped into Martin Gray, Cyrus's half-brother. His face was pale, his hands trembling. "Jordan," he said, voice cracking, "I think he came to see me last night." "What did he say?" Martin looked away. He didn't have to say anything. He just smiled and said he was going to finish what he started. Laura couldn't sleep. Memories of her troubled brother haunted her, his manipulation, his false repentance, and his tears in that prison cell. He had promised to change, but Cyrus never changed. He adapted. That night, she dreamt of the hospital burning, the alarms blaring, smoke curling through the corridors. And at the center of it all, Cyrus stood laughing, his arms spread wide, whispering, "I told you, sister, I am eternal." She woke up sweating, her phone buzzing with a call from Anna Devane. "Laura," Anna said, her tone urgent, "we've got a situation." There was a fire at the old Renault warehouse, and someone found Cyrus's ring in the ashes. The next day, Port Charles buzzed with conflicting reports. Some claimed Cyrus died in the fire. Others insisted he faked his death again. Dan Falconeri wasn't buying the official story. He went undercover near the waterfront, questioning anyone who'd worked for Renault. One man, an old dock worker, finally cracked under pressure. "He's not dead," the man stammered. "He paid off the guards, burned the warehouse himself, and took a boat to Spoon Island." Dante froze. "Spoon Island? That's Cassadine territory." "Yes," the man said. "But he said it's the only place the devil wouldn't look for him." Secrets beneath Spoon Island. Meanwhile, Ava Jerome began noticing strange things at Windermere. Locked doors creaking open, food missing from the kitchen, and footsteps echoing through the halls at night. At first, she thought it was Nicholas's ghost haunting her. But one night, as she passed the gallery of Cassadine portraits, a shadow moved behind her reflection. She turned slowly, and there he was. Cyrus Renault, disheveled, scarred, and smiling faintly. "Good evening, Ava," he said softly. Forgive the intrusion, but we have much to discuss. Ava froze, her heart pounding. You're supposed to be dead. Cyrus smirked. The dead can still watch, my dear, and I've been watching everything. Spoiler alert. In upcoming General Hospital episodes, Cyrus's shocking survival leads to a new reign of terror in Port Charles. As he hides on Spoon Island, he begins manipulating events from the shadows, targeting Sunny, Laura, and even Anna. But the most shocking part, Cyrus may have found an unexpected ally within General Hospital itself. Someone with access to confidential patient records, secret lab results, and security systems. And that person is closer to Laura than anyone could imagine. General Hospital hadn't been this quiet since the last mob war, but under the calm surface, storms were forming. The whispers in the corridors of General Hospital had turned into fear. Doctors were quitting, nurses were working double shifts, and the night security had been doubled again. Yet, no one felt safe, because everyone knew Cyrus Renault was back. For 3 nights, Ava Jerome pretended not to notice. She heard footsteps above her room at Windermere, doors creaking, the faint sound of drawers opening and closing. But on the 4th night, curiosity and fear pushed her too far. She took her father's old revolver from the safe and climbed the grand staircase, her bare feet silent on the marble floor. The wind from the sea howled through the cracks of the old mansion. When she reached the west wing, she saw the flicker of candlelight under a closed door. She pushed it open slowly, and there he was again. Cyrus Renault, seated in an old chair, a heavy book in his hand. His beard was longer, his face thinner, but his eyes still carried that dark fire. "You shouldn't be here," Ava whispered. "On the contrary," Cyrus said softly. "This house was built on lies. I merely came to read the truth." Ava's grip on the gun tightened. "If Nicholas were here, you'd be negotiating," Cyrus interrupted, smiling. "I'm not here to hurt you, Ava. I need your help." She laughed bitterly. "My help? After everything you've done?" "Yes, because the enemy of my enemy is you." Across town, Sonny Corinthos sat in his dimly lit office at Pozzulo's. Dex Heller stood guard by the door. A new shipment list was spread across Sonny's desk, but his mind was elsewhere. He couldn't stop thinking about the message. "The lion sleeps, but the jackals feast." "He's mocking me," Sonny growled. "He wants me off balance." Dex nodded. "You want me to hit the docks, sweep his old contacts?" "No," Sonny said sharply. "That's what he wants. He wants us to panic." He leaned back in his chair. "We don't move until he shows his hand, but when he does, we strike." At that moment, Carly Spencer walked in. "You're still thinking about Cyrus?" Sonny's expression softened. "I can't afford not to." Carly sighed. "Then maybe it's time you think about protecting what matters most, your family. If Cyrus is really back, he's not after money or territory anymore. He's after you." Meanwhile, Mayor Laura Collins sat alone in her office, staring at a sealed folder marked Confidential, Renault Investigation 2025. She had received it anonymously. Inside were photos of Cyrus leaving the warehouse before it exploded, of him boarding a small boat, and a final picture, him standing at Spoon Island's dock. Tears welled in Laura's eyes. "Why, Cyrus? Why can't you just disappear?" Kevin entered quietly. "You've been up all night again." Laura nodded. "He's alive, Kevin. He faked the whole thing. He's on Spoon Island." Kevin sighed. "Then maybe it's time to finish this, once and for all." Laura clenched her fists. "If he won't stop, then I'll make him." At the same time, Martin Gray received an envelope at his law office. Inside was a USB drive. Against his better judgment, he plugged it into his laptop. A video file began to play. Cyrus sitting in the same chair at Windermere. "Brother," Cyrus said, looking straight into the camera, "you always believed in the law. But laws are written by men like me, men who aren't afraid to break them. General Hospital thinks I'm gone, but I'm more alive than ever, and soon, Everyone will know it. Martin's hands shook. He reached for his phone and called Laura. Laura, it's Martin. He's alive, and he's planning something. What? She asked. He said, he's going to cleanse General Hospital. Laura froze. Cleanse? My God, he's planning an attack. Upcoming General Hospital scripts reveal that Cyrus Renault's next move targets General Hospital itself. Rumors suggest he's been secretly funding a new security system upgrade, but in reality, it's a network of hidden surveillance equipment connected to his offshore servers. His plan? To control every door, every camera, every record, and to trap the people who betrayed him inside the very building that tried to cure him. 2 nights later, the fire alarm blared through the hospital. Doctors and nurses ran in panic, but this was no fire, it was a test. A voice echoed through the hospital's PA system, low, calm, unmistakable. This is Cyrus Renault. General Hospital took everything from me. Now I take it back. The lights flickered. The elevator stopped. Every door in the hospital locked simultaneously. Anna Devane, trapped in the stairwell, shouted into her radio, "We've been compromised." Lockdown initiated by remote access, possibly internal. Laura, standing in the lobby, looked up at the intercom speaker, whispering, "Cyrus, what are you doing?" Back on Spoon Island, Ava stormed into the study, where Cyrus sat with an old map of the hospital spread out before him. "You said you wouldn't hurt anyone," she screamed. "I'm not hurting them," Cyrus said calmly. "I'm teaching them. Everyone in that building played God. Now they'll learn what it means to beg for mercy." "You're insane." Cyrus looked up, his eyes cold but strangely sad. "No, Ava, I'm enlightened." She lunged forward and slapped him. "You'll burn for this." He smiled faintly. "Then at least I won't burn alone." Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our General Hospital Update News channel and stay with us.